Hello, SFDC folks. I hope everyone is doing good. So today we are going to discuss about most widely used feature or functionality, that is integrating Salesforce with Postman. So many a times developer usually integrate Salesforce with Postman to develop and test the API related functionalities, which is very useful for them. So we'll know how we'll integrate these two systems. We'll discuss the whole process starting from creating a connected app to configuring in the Postman, and also we'll do some demo API calls from Postman as well. So the first and foremost step to build this integration is to create a connected app inside Salesforce. So we'll go to our connected app creation setup page. So make sure you are on the classic UI of Salesforce org, because creation of connected app will be accessible via classic mode only. So search for apps in the search box, click on apps, and there you will find the option called connected apps here. Click on new to create a new connected app. This connected app will be used for login purposes. Via this connected app only, the user will be able to log into Salesforce or through Postman. So this is the medium of login. The first, there will be some mandatory things to fill that we can definitely do that. So let's give the name of the connected app as Postman INT, and the API name will be automatically populated. Contact email. This is important because whenever if there is any failure in the login process, or there is any restriction done during the integration procedure, then the email will be sent to this particular email ID just to inform the person that hey, this particular request has been failed, or whatever be the reason. The other no, things are optional that you can definitely configure later. So the second thing that we'll do now is enable OAuth settings. This is really very important. What sort of authorization you want to make via this connected app. So first option is callback URL. This is nothing but the URL where the user will be redirected to after the authentication is successfully done. So in order to make it simple, I will just skip my domain URL as my callback URL. So let me repeat it once again. Callback URL is nothing but it is the URL or the page where the user will be redirected to after he has successfully been authenticated from the third party system. Then the second option is the scope that we have to select. What all permissions, what all authorization that you want to give to that user who will be integrated, who will be making the API calls, or whether he can create records or read records, or he can also delete the metadata inside the Salesforce org. So for now, we'll give full access just for the training purpose. We are giving full access, but in real system, a real scenario, it can be different. Out of all these options, you can select multiple options as your wish. Now these are the only important information that you want to fill, that you have to fill to create a connected app. So after you save it, it will take 10 minutes to get it ready, and that is why I have already created the connected app with the same name, just to save time. It will take 10 minutes. So I already have this Postman integration INT connected app created. So what all information you want to take from this connected app in order to proceed with the configuration of the entire integration? So you have to click on that manage consumer details. This will give you client ID and client secret that will be used in our Postman while configuring the integration. So let's click on this. It will ask for the OTP, which is access code, just to see that information. We'll provide that. It's 3459996. Now I should be able to see these two information. Consumer key is nothing but client ID, and consumer secret is client secret. Will require this. Let this page be open for now. And yeah, this is all what connected app part is now done. The next thing we'll go to our Postman app to build the configuration between these two. So before going there, I would like to discuss one important, very important thing. There is a concept of security token inside Salesforce that you can generate from here. Click on your name, click on My Settings, and here you can search for token. See, there is an option called Reset My Security Token. If you have not already reset your security token or you do not have it handy, you can click on it and you will receive an email containing your security token. That will be used when we will be configuring Postman to build the integration. This is nothing but an additional information apart from your password to log in into Salesforce. For example, if you want to log in into Salesforce by entering username and password, then this security token will be appended with your password just to provide your whole identity. We'll use this. So make sure you reset your security token and keep it handy somewhere. Let's go to our Postman now. The first step here is to create a collection. It is nothing but a folder. It's a folder only, which will contain all my requests that I would make to my Salesforce org. Let's create a collection and name it as Postman to SF. The type of this particular the type of authorization, it is saying what type of authorization you want to use. I will use OAuth 2.0, which is the strongest authorization, or we can say the strongest authentication process. So there are few fields and information that we want to provide in order to authenticate ourselves. First of all, we have to authenticate ourselves, and then only we can make requests, API request to our Salesforce org. So here it is, configure new token. So every time I will configure myself, I will authorize myself, it will generate an access token. An access token will be used to log in. So let's start. Let's use the CRAN type as password credentials. That means I want to authorize myself based on my username and password along with security token. Let's give the token name as SF token. Here, the first option, access token URL. From where this postman fetch the access token? Where will it go? I have to provide the URL of that particular uh, box or something particular org where the postman will go to request for the access token after providing all the identity. So this URL is this one, login.salesforce.com slash services slash auth 2.0 slash token. This is the URL where it goes and fetches the access token. This is the first info. If it is a sandbox org, then it will be nothing but test.salesforce instead of login.salesforce. But this will remain the same, auth2 slash token. Next is we have to provide the client ID of that connected app which we are using to log in. So I have already, yeah, opened that page. Let's copy the consumer key here and go to our connected app again, paste it over here. The second thing is client secret, which is consumer secret. We'll provide this information here as well. And the username, which user wants to log into the Salesforce org. I have my username here. And yeah, then comes this very important part, which is password. This is not just your password, but it is a combination of your password and the security token. So let me show how it works. So suppose your Salesforce org's password is one ABC 123 at the rate, and your security token that got generated is something like this, xyzmo. And so when you are configuring Postman, you have to provide your password like this, your normal password appended with your security token. So Make sure there is no space, no underscore, nothing between the password and the security token. It will be one single word. Okay, so here I already have my password plus security token. We'll provide it over here. And the last thing is client authentication. You select it as client, set send client details in body. Now we'll get the access token. After providing all the authentication information, we'll generate the access token. This is complete, and after generating we just have to use this token. Okay, so see, this particular token field got automatically populated after I used it. After generation, when I clicked on use token, this got automatically populated. We'll save this. Now our authorization is done. We'll start making API calls towards Salesforce org. So what will I do is, inside this folder I will create a request, nothing but a API request. So since the integration configuration is now done, I will start making API calls. So for the to make API calls, we have to first add a endpoint URL, which particular request you want to make. So I will first try to create one account directly from Postman to Salesforce. So in order to get more information of endpoints, here is a, you can refer to this article which contains all the important URLs that you can call from the third party system, which are, these are actually some standard endpoint URLs that you can leverage. So I will make use of this particular URL just to get the basic information of account object. Okay, let me copy. This is my domain URL appended with this services slash API version and S objects. Okay, I just copied the wrong thing maybe. Let me just select again. After my domain URL, I will append this part. And yeah, so if I want to create an account, so I will use post service, post method. And inside the body, I'll provide the information of that account, that is so like name and all other information that I want to provide while to create a account. Account created from API Postman. So this should be the name of my account. If I send this request, okay, what is it? Text plain is not supported. If okay, I have to use here JSON. So the body that I'm sending as an input parameter, that should be in the form of JSON and not text. See, this account has been created in my org. If I just copy the ID and go to my org directly, just to see my newly created account, hmm, I want to paste the ID, but the URL is too long. So now I can paste my ID over here. Hit it, and yeah, see, this account just got created. The name is account created from API post. Great. So this is, see, this just got created with my name. And if I would have provided other values in the fields, that would have also been populated. Now let's make the second call. So let's give this request just for post account. We'll create another request to get the account details. Okay. Use this same URL, but this time with a different method, which is get method. And in order to fetch the exact record, account record, we'll just provide the ID of that record. So let me provide the ID here. The URL is same, just appending it with an ID. Let's get the details of this account. See, we got it. The name and all other fields which are for now null. So yeah, this is how Postman got integrated with Salesforce, and you can start making API calls. You can create records, get records, you can do other different things. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.